as we completed the formative assessment one exams, and also before we completing the formative exams we started the Europe chapter, and but that lesson was cancelled from the syllabus. Let me tell you one important thing, which are the lessons are removed from the social studies 7th class syllabus. The lesson number 4, oceans and fishing. I think that chapter we are completed, and that chapter also you wrote in your fair notes. So if you are written, no problem. If you are not written, no need to write that lesson in your fair note. If you are written, let it. If you are not written, no need to write. And Europe 5th lesson, Africa 6th lesson, Industrial Revolution 8th lesson, production in a factory, a paper mill 9th lesson, importance of transport system 10th lesson, implementation of laws in the district, implementation of laws in the district 17th lesson, 4th lesson, 5th lesson, 6th lesson, 8th, 9th, 10th and 17th. These are the 7 lessons are removed from your syllabus. Why? Because we have the very less time to complete syllabus, and these are the chapters are not so important for our future correspondence. So that is why SCERT was removed these 7 lessons from the 7th class syllabus. And you may get doubt, sir, will these lessons if come in exam what? No, these are the lessons will not come in any formative assessment, any summative assessment. Just these lessons, these 7 removed lessons will be given as your project in upcoming online sessions. These are the 7 lessons you no need to write. We will not teach, and these 7 lessons will not come in any exam in this academic year, and these lessons will be given as your project only. Is it clear to all? So we started Europe lesson, but that lesson also removed from the syllabus. So now we are going to start today 7th lesson, handcrafts and handlooms. Handcrafts and handlooms. Handcrafts with handmade things, handlooms which are also made with the hands. Those things we will study in the today's syllabus. So part 1 in handcrafts and handlooms. So part 1, basket maker of the Andugula. Polaya is a basket maker from the Andugula village in Madugula Mandal, Rangareddy district. He is about 35 years old. He belongs to Yerukula, a tribe community. His family has been weaving baskets for generations. Bhagyamma, his wife, also works as a basket maker. They have 3 children. Polaya's father, along with 25 other families, came to the city about 30 years ago as a demand for baskets had declined in their native village. He sells baskets on the pavements of the Chadar Ghat in Hyderabad. So Polaya shifted with the 30 people to the city in Hyderabad, and where the demand of the baskets is high compared to his native place. And but what are the facilities does he need? What are the facilities he have in the city? Let us see. Polaya uses the spines of the wild date palm, Etha chettu, which is given in the bracket, leaves to make the baskets. Using a knife, he shaves all the leaves and keeps them in the hot sunshine to dry them. The raw materials, wild date palm leaves, are brought in the bundles from the Andugula, their native village. His relatives in the Andugula collect the spines from the bushes and around their villages and sell them to basket makers like Polaya. Andugula is about 60 km from Hyderabad. which means they are away from the 60 kilometer of the Hyderabad, as they do not have the demand of their handcrafts and handlooms in their own village. So that is why they shifted to the city to sell their handlooms and handcrafts. But they are in a lot of under a suffrage where they are living on the footpaths, as they do not have any correct facility where they are sitting and selling the baskets. Each bundle of the date palm spines cost as rupees 120. Polaya and other basket makers usually bring 10 bundles for 2 months. Polaya's family makes 25 baskets from one bundle. 10 bundles of the spines would be give them the about 250 baskets. It takes 30 minutes to make a basket. He weaves baskets from the 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. with a few breaks to tea and rest. Polaya sells each basket for rupees 20. Sometimes customers ask for a bigger baskets for family rituals. These are sold at a higher price depending on the amount of raw materials used. He sells baskets throughout the year. In 2 months, he can sell rupees 5,000 worth of the basket. The cost prices is rupees 1200, excluding the transportation charges of rupees 1000 for every visit to his village. So the income of his family is rupees 3,700 for 2 months. After doing a lot of struggle also, the income of his family is standing here very less. He does not earn sufficient money to meet his family's expenditure. To supplement his income, Polaya buys and sells bamboo products like trays and stands. He also sells trays and stands which will also be made by the palm trees. Basket making is a craft work that involves the use of the wild date palm and leaves and bamboo which are found in the forests. There has been depletion of the forests due to their extensive exploitation for big industries. This affects the livelihoods of the people who have traditionally depended on the forest. Further, the demand for such the products has reduced considerably. This forces them to move out of the rural areas as they migrate to urban area for the survival. This is true for many involved in the traditional activities. However, they often how to live in the urban areas without basic amenities, which means without basic facilities, like they do not have proper house, they do not have electricity, they do not have proper water facility. The area is completely covered with the dirt only. So urban slums, Polaya lives in a slum which does not have proper drainage. So it emits the foul smells and breed the mosquitoes and the flies. There is no electricity connection or the safe drinking water. Polaya's hut is made of bamboo and mats and recycled plastic bags and tarpaulin, and during the rainy season their roofs often leak and the huts are flooded. Sometimes the municipal corporation officials evict Polaya and other basket maker families. Evict, which means they will take the land in their cover. They instruct to that people who are living in the slum areas, you do not have any authorities to live in this place. This land belongs to municipal corporation. They will instruct and they will evict that area and they will remove them from there. So these are the situations they have to face in the critical circumstances. Despite the struggling hard, people like the Polaya have been denied voting rights in the city. In fact, they have been denied ration cards as they don't have any proofs of the identity or proof of the residence. Thus, they cannot either participate in the democratic processes of the city or avail the facilities meant for the poor, which means he do not have ration card, he do not have voter ID even to elect the representative, because they do not have any proper address also, like the Polaya and others who are living in the slum areas. So these are the very difficult situations with the handcrafts and handloom weavers. Basket makers, people of the Irukula tribe are usually involved in the basket making and live in the different parts of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. They are called Irukula after their women's traditional professions of the fortune telling and Erika Chepputa and Sodhi people of this tribe speak Erukula Bhasha, which means Erukula language, and words from the Telugu, Tamil and Kannada languages are used in this language. By now you have learned that goods such as basket made of the bamboo and Eeta Chettu require simple production and using very few materials, mostly made of natural resources. There are many other goods which require raw materials to be processed in a more complex way with the complex tools, cloth materials made of cotton and silk are examples of such goods. Cloth can be manufactured today either in hand operated looms or by power looms or in the large mills. We will study here how it is produced by the handloom weavers, which means here different activities we can notice where the Polaya and other families, the basket weavers and basket makers, what raw materials they are living, what problems they are facing. They had to face lot of problems while they selling their baskets in the slum area. While they living in the slum areas, they do not have any facilities, and the Polaya and other 30 basket makers, basket weavers, to such families they do not have voter ID also. These are the problems they are facing in the which was given, and their earnings also not meeting their sufficient needs to their families. These are all the problems they had to face in the consequent manner that we saw in the part 1. Part 2, handloom weavers in the Pochampalli. Part 2 tells us handloom weavers in the Pochampalli. Okay, we will continue the part 2 in the next session of the online class. Thank you.